it looks like the correct amount. Yes. Now, the way these need to be done. Or no, the other one needs to rotate this way. No, this way. And be sent forward once. Then it needs to be welded together with this one. At this point here. Yes. And then continue. Or wait, no, one more forward. And then continue. Now let's see if the timing is correct. Yes, that builds 4 hemispheres, adding to 2 circles, 2 full rings. So this part is actually simplified compared to earlier. That helps. Now, these will need to be routed a special way. Each one of them going in one direction only. Is there even enough room to fit all of them up here? Not really. Oh, I have an idea. What if they were done on a staircase like this, on steps, and each step held 1? Oh, that wouldn't work. For obvious reasons. I have a... no, that's a bad idea. We need to route 2 of them up to here and do a different one with both of them, and the same thing for lower. Another option is more of a... yes, a stack. And then the stack can be sorted. No matter how this works, it's going to be somewhat of a nightmare. Oh, I know, hold on. So, this is one way they might be sorted. First, they're sorted by being on bottom or top of the cylinder, the core. Then they are split in half some other way later on, and they are the way it knows when to fire is by this counter here, which counts to 4. There. Let's see how that works. Oh, this needs to be back by 1, all of this. And now let's see. Almost incorrect. And in this direction we're going to need lifters to get them higher. Just in their current configuration they're too low. Yes. I really don't like this sorting method. Oh, I have an idea. What if, instead of this way, we did it this way? There. And now, if it's done like this, yes, we can split them correctly this way. Now let's see if this actually works. Yeah, if it does, then this is a very extensible option. These need to be pulled in by one. Yes. And this one also needs to be raised. Actually, you're gonna do like this instead. And so now, we can sort it into 4 separate streams based on elevation, because of the height of this part. So, then both of these would be raised, and the other 2 would be lowered. No. This one should go to this part here, and the other one should route around to the other side. The problem is, if I do it this way, it becomes a problem because now it's in the path of the core. Another option is to have 2 stations, so that way there would be 2 times something is attached. Yeah. First, before continuing, let's see where this part lands. It doesn't land. That's a problem. So it needs to go in one further, and then at that point it can be sent the rest of the way in and attached by here, like we already planned. Oh wait, no, better yet, from the back. There. That way it doesn't get in the way of the path of the core now, which is also good. And it is immediately sent forward to the next station. Actually, it needs to rotate twice before. Probably something like this would be appropriate. Let's see, before continuing. Minor misalignment. Oh, I think I might know a solution. This way. There. If they're closer together, then there's less probability for failure. There. And now it's rotated 1/2 rotation and ready for the next hemisphere to be placed. And this orientation is perfect. And finally, the top part. Which will be this one for the first component. And that is incorrect. We need something like this. Yes. And now it's ready for the other two. Perfect. And then the rest of it should be simple by comparison. Attaching the top plate should be simple since we can have welders on the top facing down. The bottom plate. That is perplexing somewhat. I have an idea. What if we make shorter panels? 3 shorter. Like this. Now, from this point, they should be easier to weld together. Also, we need to count to 4 instead of 2 now. There, that's a good path. Let's see if this path is actually enough. Yes, easily. Now for the routing of the other 2, the final 2. To here, and then the welder can still be placed in the same spot as before, relative. And this one, we can do the same thing with this as we did with the last one. This is already almost in the correct orientation. There. Let's see if this works. That's a minor problem. They shouldn't actually be in the same place as before, I don't think. Also, these need to be delayed quite severely. There, or there. First, let's see if this works for routing, and then we can figure out the rest. Yes. We need to implement this delay somehow.